Plants, helping me, helping you. What does that mean? Plants are amazing. We would like to show you how they can help us in many ways and not simply by providing food. We would like to show you how you can use plants to help others, and again, not simply by providing food. Sprouting Leaders is the second part of our program, but still a primary focus. Through 4-H programming, I will help you learn how to share with others what Minda teaches you. You will be empowered to teach your peers who can then benefit from your knowledge. We are looking for a few talented members of your group to attend classes with us. 1 about mindfulness, 2 about plants and their care, and about public speaking in a virtual world. You will then, with the assistance of your group leaders, share the same program with your classmates and help them determine a recipient of your future kindness as you pay it forward with what you all grow.
Hi, I'm Minda Daughtry, the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Lee County Horticulture Agent, and we're here today to talk about Plants Helping Me, Helping You project. So get ready to have some fun.
And I'm Pam Curley. I get to work with youth here in Lee County, and we're excited to get to meet some of you over the next few weeks. At 4-H, we learn by doing. So Minda, what are we doing?
So what we're going to do today is really just very easy peasy plant transplant. But this is a unique plant. This is called the mother of thousands, mother of millions is another common name. It's in the Kalanchoe genus. But the cool thing about this plant is if you can take a really good look at it, is its seeds are not viable. It makes its babies along the edges of this leaf. It's a succulent plant. And these babies, you can actually see the roots here, will, as they develop along the side of this leaf, they will pop off and land in the soil, and immediately it's ready to root itself in and grow a whole nother plant. And as you can see from this plant here, and just touching it, they're falling off. Each one of these sides of these leaves probably has 10 different babies on it. And as they fall off, more will develop as the plant grows up. So that's where you get the name Mother of Millions. So it's very, very easy to plant this. You don't have to worry about a seed. Just think about the soil. It just needs really good drainage. One of the things that I want to do today, first off, is thank JJ's Greenhouse and Nursery for donating some of the supplies for you all for this project. It's very important when you're planting anything, but especially succulents, that you have containers that have good drainage. So each of you will be receiving a portion of this flat once we get it planted so you can grow out your own plants. But I want you to notice that each one of these has an opportunity for really good plant drainage. You can plant in anything as long as you have good plant drainage. This is organic material which will provide some water holding capacity for the plants as they're getting started, which is really important. But also all these little white pieces, that's perlite, and that's exploded volcanic material. It doesn't have any nutritional value, but it allows for air pockets in the soil because plants need oxygen just like we do. The root system does in order to have a healthy plant. So that's what that is. And when you're doing the planting on your own, you want to make sure that you have some kind of a feature in your soil that will provide that function.
You will receive one of these plants as a part of this project.
You can see this is pretty much a dry material, and it's going to take a little while for the water to be picked up by the soil, the pine bark fines in here. You just want to make sure that you get that opportunity in there. And it's going to make a mess. So make sure that you're doing your planting work in a place that it's okay to make a mess and you don't get in any trouble. The kitchen counter is not the place you want to do this. Just wanted you to notice that when we started, everything was flush with the top, and after we added the water, it sunk down a little bit, so you know that the soil is settling and it's ready to plant. A hand underneath here. This is one of the things that is really neat about this plant, but it also can be a little bit aggravating because as you can see, I barely touched that, and the plantlets are coming off. This plant is really unique in that this is the only way that this plant can get its DNA out into the world, because even though it will flower, those seeds that come from those flowers are not viable and will never produce a plant. So this is a genetic modification that this plant has made over time. This is the only way that this plant can get out into the world. Doing here, this is really easy peasy. We have the complete plant, remember? We're just making a home for a complete plant. And I think what we're going to do is to give you all each 2 plants in a cell so that you have a even greater chance for success. But these plants are so hardy and so easy to work with that I seriously doubt you're going to have any problem whatsoever. But again, just remember, the roots go down and the leaves go up. And that's it.
Now, Minda, you mentioned something about animals in these plants.
Yeah, this is a Kalanchoe, in the Kalanchoe genus. And this plant is toxic if you eat it, or if your cat or your dog, who happens to be a nibbler, wants to chew on your plants. This has what we call a poison in it, the same as what foxglove plants do. And foxglove is where they originally get digitalis. So it's a cardiac affecting, a heart affecting chemical in there. And you do not want to let your pets or small children or cows or anything like that just be making a lunch on these plants, because plants can't run away, and they have developed preservation strategies that are really very effective. And one of those preservation strategies is toxicity. So that's where you really want to make sure that you know what it is that you're dealing with, and this, every single plant that you come into contact with is a microcosm of the miracles of the universe. Everything about life that we enjoy has its start in plants, and the plants get a lot of what they need from the soil. So it's really a great ecosystem learning experience if you want to really drill down and do some investigation. I just want to point out something about the light colored leaves to the darker colored leaves. Not only are the roots different, but you can tell that the green leaves contain chlorophyll, which is the green pigment that's necessary to turn sunlight into chemical energy. And that's the energy that the plant uses. So you know that this is often a sign of an unhealthy plant, and where it's got more green is a healthy plant, a healthy leaf. Iron and nutrients from the soil actually help develop chlorophyll. So again, it's another story that if it's not in the soil, then it's not in the plant. If it's not in the plant, even if it's a cucumber, then it's not in you. And you can look at that very, very closely, and you see how the roots here are, the plant is a little bleached out, but more importantly, those root systems are kind of dried out looking. Now what I want you to do is compare those root systems to these that I just took off, which are white and firm. So you know when you're examining or even purchasing a plant, you want to look at the roots, pull it out of the pot a little bit, or look down on the side of the pot, because if your plant has no good root system, you have no plant. So this is something that you really want to be aware of to make sure that you're going to have a successful experience. So you see this plantlet, this is a former plantlet that has found soil and made itself at home, and you can see that it's already started to grow a decent sized stem. The roots have extended into the soil, and the leaf system is much more developed. Doesn't take long at all.
Minda has been showing you the process of what you will do once the plants you receive begin to produce plantlets. The next step will be to allow them to grow some and determine who will be the recipient of your new plant.
And when you plant, what you want to do as best as you can is get the roots down into the soil so that they won't dry out. So let's take a look. And you can see sometimes where the roots are up, you want to Try and get them as covered as best as you can and give them a chance not to dry out. Okay, so this is where you start, and we'll go on from here.
We will be sharing our Mother of Millions with you in the upcoming weeks, and we cannot wait. Through this project, you will learn about our beneficial plants, how to care for and share propagating houseplants, all while adding to your leadership skills. 4-H is a community for all kids with programs that suit a variety of backgrounds, interests, budgets, and schedules. From in-school to after-school, clubs to camps, 4-H's positive youth development programs are available in Lee County, and we welcome young people who want to have fun, learn, and grow. In NC, 4-H is brought to you by the NC State and NC State A&T Cooperative Extension, whose experts and educators share university knowledge, information, and tools you can use every day to improve your life. Boundless is a Lee County School Enrichment Program. For information about how to access our Boundless package, contact Lee County 4-H.